The Rise of Defiance, standing for nothing. Killer tune, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you.
Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Start, Isam. Go.
Hi guys, my name is Isam and I'm the keyboardist.
I'm Randy, I play guitar.
Igor, bass player.
I'm Ryan. I sing.
He sings.
We're missing our drummer at the moment.
Yeah, he's up at school or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Cool.
Just working on his duties, I guess.
Okay, just give us a little history of the band. I know you're fairly incarnation.
Incarnation.
That's the word.
There you go.
I've been out of school for a while, so. Yeah, tell us a little about yourselves.
You want to take this one, Randy?
Well,
Alright.
I could.
Well, you start it off and I'll pick it up.
Well, yeah, we've been around for about a couple of years as Reminder, under a different name, Reminder, and basically just going through several different lineups. And
Drummers was the big
different
one.
drummers, yeah.
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 And we had no keyboard.
Yeah,
So-
then eventually we added Isam on the keyboards, and at that point we decided to rename the band. So with this lineup, we've been around since last year.
Yeah. Okay. Origin of the name, like the Rise of Defiance. Where you guys come up with that from?
It took forever to come up with that.
Yeah, that was a process, and we went through. And that was one of the first ones we came up when we decided that we needed to change the name. That was one of the first ones we came up with, was the Rise of Defiance, because it's kind of a general theme in a lot of our music is, kind of going against the grain, I guess you could say. And then we came up with that one. We're like, all right, let's come up with some more. And then we kept coming back to that one, and finally it's like, all right, that's got to be it.
That's our name.
Yeah, we couldn't find anything better than that.
Works for me, man.
What was that? What was that one you something about the Randy and the Silver Shredders? That was the one you wanted to do.
Yeah, something like that.
The Silver Shredders.
No, his last name is Silver.
Oh, okay.
And I play guitar, so it makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. What are some of the other names you came out with? I'm really curious now.
Oh, what was
that?
there? As the story unfolds, was one of the ones that we liked, but no one outside the band liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So we
It was
scratched
a
that.
little too. It was a little too.
Theatrical.
Yeah. It didn't have punch, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So,
A little mellow.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. What got as growing up? Obviously, you at some point you fell into music. What was your early influences? What got you playing what you're doing?
Me personally, I've been singing like as far back as I can remember. My parents are both singers. They got me into it. I was into a lot of old school rock and like 60s folk music. I was a huge fan of James Taylor. I still like James Taylor, but I don't listen to him as much. Like my dad got me into Sabbath and Jethro Tull. Those were his two big bands that he was a huge fan of. And then, getting into, in college and stuff, I started listening to a lot of, more progressive stuff and newer stuff. System and Coheed are my two big favorites now. So
Cool.
that's my influence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
similar situation. Pretty much growing up listening to Dio and Ozzy and things like that.
Yeah.
They always had great guitar players, so that's kind of what made me want to be good, or at least try to be
Yeah.
good reasonably.
That's cool.
So.
Well, I guess I can throw the towel here. Well, ever since they say, or my mom said that when she was pregnant of me, she took guitar lessons. So I guess music started there. Ever since I was impregnated. Then once I came out, I guess when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, I started going to my cousin's house and listening Metallica, Guns N' Roses, air drumming like crazy.
Yeah.
You know how it is, and air guitar and all this stuff. I was a freak about music. Everything I wanted to do is music. Every time I went to their house, I just plug into the system and just listen to music. And in middle school, I guess I started picking up the guitar and piano and all that stuff, and I play all that. Like before I got into college, I started listening Dream Theater, Symphony X, and those are like right now my biggest influences. Right
Cool. Me too, and I don't even play anything.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I started to listen to heavier music. It was Led Zeppelin, and I remember it was Physical Graffiti, which was a great influence on me, especially Kashmir and in My Time of Dying. Those
Right.
songs were very different from anything else that I've heard before. And going on, it was Deep Purple and Black Sabbath, and all those good bands. And then later on, Dream Theater and actually newer bands like Breaking Benjamin and Creed and Shinedown and all that. But I like music of every kind. It doesn't matter what style. I just like good music. I like Peter Gabriel, for example,
Right.
and some maybe folk music from Ireland or something.
Nice.
It just doesn't matter what kind of music is that. If it's good, I like it.
Yeah, you like it. You like it. Just really.
So,
Exactly.
Joe, a quick question to you. Did you say that you're a fan of Dream Theater and don't actually play an instrument?
Yeah.
You're.
I'm a rarity.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Oh,
are
I know
the
that. I
first.
know that. Yes. Most progressive rock bands do not have very many commercial fans out there, and
Yeah.
I've gone to shows like Dream Theater shows where people are like, "There's no girls in the audience, and they're all pretty much musician looking." Yeah, no, I know exactly.
Well,
what
you
you're
look
getting
like
at.
a musician.
Nah, well, I hang around with them. I can't play a lick, so I guess I'm a poser. I don't know. You guys are relatively new as far as, like I said, this
Yeah.
form of your band. Where do you stand right now as far as recording, playing out?
Well, we have recorded the 2 songs that you can hear on our MySpace right now, and we have the full album. We're planning to release a full album later this year. We have several shows scheduled, and we're always working on more and more shows too.
Yes. Our closest upcoming show is next week at Back Booth with a band called Hydrosonic. All good friends of mine. Lead singer is actually my roommate. So we're playing with them, and they're awesome. It's their bass player's birthday, so it's Ian's birthday show. So that should be a lot of fun. It's an all ages show. Starts doors are at 7, $6 to get in.
Cool. And that's the Back Booth you said, right, in
Yes,
Orlando?
Back Booth,
Okay, yeah.
downtown on Pine Street.
Yeah, I think it's backbooth.com. I think you can find out all the information from
Yep.
the club.
Yeah,
And,
they have a MySpace too. I'm not
Oh,
sure
right, yeah.
exactly what the URL is, but search
sure.
search Back Booth. I'm sure you'll find
yeah,
it.
it's up there somewhere. The 2 tracks you have, This Burning World and Standing for Nothing.
Yes.
Is there any backstories behind the songs? I mean,
Standing for Nothing is actually the first song I ever learned. I ever did with these guys when I first joined them, when they came to Orlando, because they had been in a band called Crystal Fire in Utah, Randy and Igor, and then came to Orlando, which is when I joined them, and that was one of the songs they brought over. So that was the first one we ever did, and it's just since we started doing it, it's evolved into, morphed and changed, and we reshaped into what it is, and it's turned out to be one of our better songs. And This Burning World is one of our newer ones, so it's kind of probably the newest, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think so.
Of all of them, yeah. So that's
The newest complete one.
Yeah.
Anything newer is just
It's-
riffs and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
not-
still,
not a
still,
full song yet,
Still
so-
a work in progress.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that was a cool. It was fun to do those two and see the,
Yeah.
I still feel like needs to be some work on This Burning World, but that's just me. I'm a perfectionist. And I never
Yeah.
feel like it's done.
I mean, you're never actually truly happy with anything you put out for the most part. Even
Yeah.
like it could be a Grammy-winning tune, and you're like, "Well, we could have done this, we
Yeah,
could have done that
yeah.
to it," But it's the
Change
nature of
that
the beast.
around. Yeah.
So
Well, I remember, I guess someone from Rolling Stones said that, you recorded it and forget it. Otherwise, you will be recording it and re-recording it
Yeah,
till the
forever.
end of times, and you will never write the new music. So.
Half of the art is knowing when to say, "All right, I'm done."
right. 'Cause I remember, years ago, when Def Leppard first guy lost his arm, and then Steve Clark died, and all that. They supposedly their album was delayed so much because they did like 35 ridiculous guitar tracks and 20 vocal tracks. It's like enough already. A lot of bands sound great with 12 tracks. You can
Right.
do it real simple. It's just process it down to the point where it doesn't sound like music anymore. It sounds like you're doing something on a computer.
Yeah.
It's like it all comes from the 5 guys, 4 guys up on the stage. You don't have to really, it just
Yeah.
it kind of loses some of its punch when you have to do that much work to it.